Big news!
What is it?
Oh, I didn't see you there. Have you heard the news?
Who were you talking to?
Oh, I was telling you about the big news.
You didn't know I was here. What's the news?
The news is that you can call us at 918-268-6337 or by clicking the link in the description of this episode. And you can leave us a message and we'll play it on this show. Did you know that?
We're also doing a giveaway.
Yes. And if you call us and tell us your favorite movie of all time, along with your name, phone number, and home address,
we'll give away your name, phone number, and home address.
hey, let me tell you what we're talking about.
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about a movie I rewatched recently.
Okay.
That I remember being, that was a really fun, little, solid, modern movie.
Is it a movie that we have talked about before?
I've talked to you about it, and I remember you, I think, saying you haven't seen it, I think.
Okay.
It's a movie I rewatched and remember thinking, oh, that's a fun movie, modern. I remember when it came out, I think I saw it in theater, maybe even, just because it was like the most unoffensive movie, like, generic movie ever, right? And I remember really liking it, and I rewatched it, and boy, does it suck really bad, and I want to talk about it.
Okay.
And that movie is, it's, I'm going to give you hints and see if you can guess. Actually,
Okay.
I've decided on the fly we're going to do this.
Okay. I can tell.
Guess, I'm going to get, there's a lead actor and actress.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you, I'm going to give you hot or cold answers to try to get them, and then you'll get the movie if you get both of them. So, start with one. Tell me which one you're starting with.
Chris Pratt.
Cold.
Timothy Chalamet.
Colder.
Okay.
So go the other way, whatever that would be.
Alan Tudyk.
Closer. Hotter, but still not hot. Warmer. I'll say warmer.
Okay. Josh Brolin.
Warmer.
Okay. Warmer than Alan Tudyk.
Barely. A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
You can get this. I promise you can.
Oh.
And if you mention somebody that's been in a movie with them that I know of, I will tell you the movie.
Okay. Jack Black.
Colder. I think colder.
Colder?
I don't think they've been in a movie together, but I mean, they probably have. I just don't think. So, not that I know of. Cover your ears. I'm going to tell the audience what the movie is so that they're not bored. The movie is The Intern with Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. All right.
Nick Cage.
Colder.
Nicholas Hoult.
Colder.
Okay. I'm going to stick with the Josh Brolin line.
Well, he's just the closest you've mentioned.
Closest
so far.
I've mentioned before, so I'm trying to like...
But think of traits about Josh Brolin compared to the other people you mentioned.
Yeah.
And
Daniel Radcliffe.
colder.
Chris Evans.
Compared to Josh Brolin. Colder, I guess. Barely. There, it's about the same. But think of manly guys like that, but maybe a little less.
Bradley Cooper.
No. I will say that you're stuck in an age range
that
you need to bracket out of.
Okay.
Okay, there's your hint for the actor.
Okay. Pedro Pascal.
I'll say a little warmer, yeah. A little warmer.
We're going to move on to the actress.
Okay, let's try the actress.
Okay. Anya Taylor-Joy.
Pretty warm.
Okay.
Warmish.
Saoirse Ronan.
Warmer.
Are these physical traits, acting traits?
All. I'm considering general vibe.
Just general vibe.
Yeah.
And just go that direction.
Yeah, just trust your gut.
Mousy. I'm getting a nod.
Maybe. It's a hesitant nod.
Okay. But like, okay. Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay. We are gonna go with Meg Ryan.
Okay. This is interesting.
Okay.
Split the difference between Saoirse Ronan and Meg Ryan, and you've got your answer. But I will say this. I think... No. Have they been in a movie together? No. Okay, no. I think we're okay. I think we're safe. We're good.
I have no idea. Jennifer Lawrence?
Colder. No, actually, wait. I'll say that's pretty warm. That's pretty dang warm.
Okay. Pretty dang warm. I have no clue.
Jennifer Lawrence, has she been in a movie with her? They've both been in movies. You're way closer than you think. So go this way. Think of, I'll tell you this.
Okay. Give me another
The
hint.
actress and the actor are not in the same age bracket.
Okay.
So.
Wait.
Did you just guess the movie?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Lost in Translation.
No.
It's not?
But I will tell you something. You are so on the right track. Imagine Lost in Translation, but 10 times worse. And that's the movie.
Okay.
And it's not a... Lost in Translation wasn't really a love story, was it? Between the two?
Not...
I remember it giving off creepy vibes
Yeah.
in like it kind of is way, but it's not.
Yeah.
This is not at all.
It's more of
but
like a bittersweet, kind of like melancholic.
This is probably going for that. But try to get the actors because listen, you're on the right track. You have the right. The male is older. The female is in that younger age bracket. But she's older than Scarlett Johansson was in that movie.
Okay. And Scarlett Johansson was like
19.
19,
yeah. So yeah, this is older than that. Much older than that.
Emma Stone.
Right track. Good track.
Okay.
Think that vibe.
That vibe.
But not as good of an actor.
Oh.
Actress. Not as good of an actress as Emma Stone. I would much rather cast Emma Stone than this person. Although this person used to be a celebrity crush of mine. Used to be.
Natalie Portman.
So close. You're so good. You're so good, but that's not there.
Wait, hold on. I feel like I know your celebrity crushes throughout the years.
Once I say it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be like, of course.
I will say this. She stopped being my celebrity crush when she did something cosmetic. No surgery. Nothing surgery-wise, but she changed something about herself. And
Did Lucy from Narnia do something cosmetic?
No. You're thinking way too far back. I'm not thinking like cosmetic surgery. I'm talking haircut, makeup, that kind of stuff.
Oh, Elliot Page.
No, that's way too cosmetic. That's way too much. Scale it back a little bit, and then we'll go there.
I love that 7 minutes of this episode has been me trying to guess.
Will be painful to listen to. And if I hadn't told the audience beforehand what it was, it would be double painful.
Okay, fair.
But maybe they're having as much fun as I am. I highly doubt it, and we'll probably not do this again.
Okay, that's so fair.
I'm gonna stick to my guns for this episode, and we're doing this.
We're gonna do this. Right track of Emma Stone.
Yeah.
A former childhood crush of yours. Before
teenage crush.
Cosmetic.
She's much older than me. It's not like a Lucy where it's the same age. It's like older, somebody older.
Okay.
Older than Emma Stone, I'm pretty sure.
You have another hint. Like
for the actress or actor?
Either one. A movie. An actor of a movie they've been in a movie with.
Okay. So let me give you 2 hints. One, the actor and actress, if you compare their careers.
Yeah.
The actor has been in some of the greatest films ever made and is a top 5 actor of all time. The actress is mediocre and has been in a bunch of bad movies, but a couple hits. She's been very popular, but I think most of her movies are trash, except for a few. Okay. And one of the movies she's been in is a Christopher Nolan movie.
Hold on, I'm going... Oh, okay. So it's Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway's the actress. Good. Okay, now before you move on, was my warm or colder accurate for
No, that was fair. That was the same.
Emma Stone was the closest you got, right?
Yeah, no, okay. I agree.
Good.
And I could see, like, when I said Mousy, you were like, I could see it. It's not something... Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Anne Hathaway
with an older actor
With
who's
an
much
older
way out of her
actor.
caliber. Although I will say, actually, Anne Hathaway is a good actress.
Yeah.
She's not bad. She's just not as good of an actress as this guy is an actor.
Was it Enchanted?
No, that you're thinking of Ella Enchanted.
Ella
Enchanted
is what I was thinking of. Yeah.
That's that's a better movie than the one I'm thinking of.
Again, another movie that I didn't watch until college, and I was like, I missed the age of when this would have been fun because this hurts to watch.
I watched it in high school, so listen. I will say this.
Okay.
It's a movie that I don't think you've seen, but I texted you about it like a month ago, and we talked about it. Because I rewatched it and I was like, bro, this sucks, and it epitomizes a whole genre of movie in my head.
Yeah.
Do you want another hint for the actor?
Yes, please.
Guess his age range. I'll tell you if you're right.
50s.
Older.
70s?
Yes. Now, yes. When this movie came out, he was probably late 60s, I would guess. And he's a top 5, like most people will tell you this, he's a top 5 actor of all time. Top 10 at least. But especially for like if you're not talking about just like Cary Grant and like Humphrey Bogart,
the big classics.
If you're talking about a little more recent, like 70s, 80s, 90s, most people would consider him one of the best top 5 actors of all time.
Oh.
Most of his movies are most of the things he is in are exceedingly violent. This one is not at all. He's way out of
this is
left field.
Hurting that I can't get this.
And I can give you hints that would give him away, but I think you should guess a couple more older actors and see if you can get in the right ballpark.
James Brolin.
Warmer, for sure, warmer than Josh.
Wait. Jeff Bridges? He's
warmer. I'd say that's
Warmer?
the right-ish track.
Okay. It's kind of scruffy. Is it like?
Depends on the movie. He can be scruffy. He usually doesn't have facial hair though.
Okay, Clint Eastwood.
Warmer.
He's also 90. I think he's old. That man is dust.
Yeah, this guy was also pretty old.
Anthony Hopkins.
Warmerish.
Michael Caine.
Hold on. Have they been in something together? Yes, they have.
They have. They were in Batman together.
Huh?
They were in the Batman movies together. They were in Dark Knight Rises.
No, I'm talking the person I'm thinking of with Michael Caine. I'm trying to think of the person I'm thinking of with Michael Caine. Michael Caine and they had to have been together at some point. I'm blanking on something big. Not Michael Caine.
Okay. Warmer or colder?
Same. You're about the same level.
Okay.
Say maybe a little colder than Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood probably is closer to the vibe than Michael Caine is. Although in this movie, maybe not. Because he kind of plays not his typical character.
Yeah.
It's been 13 minutes. I know this is going to suck for people to listen, and if you want to fast forward, that's fine. But like I said, I'm sticking to my guns here.
Yeah. Okay. So in the right realm, Terrence Howard. Terrence Stamp is.
Terrence Stamp. Warmer-ish, a little bit, maybe a little warmer, maybe. Think of somebody like famous. You know
famous, like big name famous. Like
yes.
One of the best of the best.
Yes.
Is just in constantly so many good movies.
I'm looking up his age. He's 80.
Oh, cool. Did I already say Anthony Hopkins?
You did. And I said warmer-ish. It's pretty...
Okay. But like just constantly, just knocking it out of the park with those movies. Yeah,
pretty consistently.
A
lot of them were with one director.
The same director across all of them?
Who's probably the best director of all time.
Harrison Ford.
You're so close, and you're on the right track, but no. So, think of the other best director of all time.
Wait. The 70s, 80s, 90s range is where we're shooting for?
Yeah. And today. But yes, that's his heyday. In fact, the best movie he ever was in my opinion, came out in 1990.
Okay.
One of the best movies ever made.
Oh, oh my! This is going to kill me. This is actually going to kill me.
I can't tell you now.
I know
that we're this far in. It's been 15 minutes, and we have to just power through.
1990.
I don't know if that'll help, but I will say he's worked with one director consistently from the beginning of his career to the end. And I can give you a really big hint if you want it about this director.
I'll take a big hint.
This director and actor duo are still active, and they just had a movie come out this week, in the past couple weeks.
Oh,
one of the greatest actor-director duos ever just had a movie come out, and he's in it, directed by this guy.
Oh, Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell.
No, but that would be funny if Bruce Campbell was 80.
Yeah. Just had a movie come out?
Literally, it's out right now. It's all the talk of the town, especially around here. Especially around these parts. With the heritage and all.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're getting there. It's Robert De Niro.
Yes, it's Robert De Niro. Yes. Do all my hints make sense now?
Yeah.
So I didn't know if Michael Caine or Clint Eastwood's closer, but I figured Clint Eastwood because he usually plays a meaner character.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro. And so anyway, Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway
in The Intern.
Oh, you did text me about this. It's a movie I've never seen.
Yeah, I know. That's why this took so long.
Yeah.
So now let's briefly talk about The Intern. The thing I wanted to talk about, though, you'll have input because it's not just about The Intern. I rewatched this movie and it's terrible. It's really bad for a lot of reasons. And the way I summed it up to you in my text is that it is like a reverse Hallmark movie, where a Hallmark movie is like a low budget production for a targeted audience that does not focus on any production quality or writing or acting whatsoever. And it's just made to make a profit on a channel that only old people watch and moms. This movie is also made for old people and moms, but they take a big budget and they spend all the money on a couple actors to put on a poster.
Okay.
And then they mail it. They have a script that is so bad and inoffensive and generic that anyone will watch it and understand what's going on. It's got a dumb little gimmicky hook. Oh, old guy wants to get an internship at a tech company or a clothing company. And then they spend all the money on these two leads and everything else looks like and feels like a Hallmark movie. And then they make up the difference for the budget in product placement. If you watch The Intern, it is like product placement, the movie. Like it is every little thing. Like to the point where the dialogue mentions the kind of car they're driving and the mapping GPS program. So that's
program
how they paid
for the movie.
Yeah. So The Intern, the premise is Robert De Niro is an old widower and he is lonely and retired and doesn't know what to do. So he applies for this senior internship as if that's a thing. Yeah. There's this new initiative at this company run by a young, sleek businesswoman, Anne Hathaway, who is selling clothes online, and her business model actually makes no sense. They work in this warehouse and what the heck? Hold on. I'm going to pause this real quick. Okay, so that's the point of The Intern, is it's like a Hallmark movie where the Robert De Niro is like, oh, I'm going to get a job at this weird clothing company that sells clothes online. Mm-hmm. And then Anne Hathaway is like the woman who runs that, who's just like, she doesn't have time for family because she's just like businesswoman.
Right, so a classic Hallmark where the businesswoman just doesn't have time for the family.
Yeah. Okay. And except that this literally came out in theaters and was like a big thing, and they spent all the budget on Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway, who were the only redeeming part of the movie. They were the only good actors in the movie, and the rest of it was terrible, dog doo-doo, bad movie.
You know, I always tell my best friends that I watch Brokeback Mountain for Anne Hathaway.
Is she in that?
Yeah, she's in that.
I did not know that.
You should watch that movie.
I don't think I will. I was just telling you that Anne Hathaway used to be my celebrity crush.
Really? You should watch Brokeback Mountain.
Then she cut her hair, and like in Interstellar era, Anne Hathaway, I'm like not a fan at all.
Nah, girls with short hair do it for me too.
Well, it's not just short hair. It was like a weird like Karen Bob cut.
You're right. It was kind of a Jamie Lee Curtis cut.
Yes, it was the Jamie Lee Curtis cut, but like Freaky Friday Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really didn't have a ton of thoughts on The Intern except that it's a whole genre of movie, and I'm gonna show you something.
Sure.
I'm gonna read the text that I sent where I talk about this.
Texts. This is a new level of podcast where we read texts that you've sent to other people.
So, well, I sent this right, and this is you should have. Well, I'll say that in a second. Okay. So, we talked a few weeks ago about how there's my favorite genre of movies is B movies with an A movie budget,
right?
So like John Carpenter movies, or like movies that are a B movie plot and silly and fun, but they have an A-list talent available, right? But there's an opposite genre, which is Hallmark movies with an A-list budget, which is different.
Yeah.
And that's what this is. It's like movies have big actors, they get released in theaters, but they feel fake. They feel like they were made by AI. They're just fake movies with cheesy acting and generic music and product placement all throughout.
Everywhere. You know what else? You know what other movie kind of had this vibe to me?
What?
When I watched it.
I have a list here.
Everyone was saying, you should watch this movie. It's great. It's like a starstruck movie. It's got every big name in it.
Okay.
It was Don't Look Up.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Oh.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's just a very preachy movie about
global warming.
Yeah. It wasn't bad, but it was just like, man, with all of this talent in here, we couldn't
make anything more interesting.
We could have made a movie.
Yeah.
But instead you were like, global warming's real. And you're like, okay, I'm going to die anyway. I don't care.
I'd rather enjoy a movie that's good.
That's right. That's a terrible take on global warming.
The examples, that's all. I'm all in. The examples that I thought of 4 movies that fit in this category of like cheesy. They feel like Hallmark movies, but they have millions of dollars at their disposal. And they have A-list actors in them.
New Star Wars.
And they all feel, no, that's another genre that we should talk about sometime. But it's like movies that are just big enough to where you're like, okay, somebody made a profit.
Sure.
Nobody liked this except for moms. You know what I mean?
Well, moms are a huge...
They're a big market. These are the ones I thought of. The Intern. A Man Called Otto.
Oh, what was that
Tom
one?
Hanks as the old guy.
I haven't seen that one. People said that one was amazing.
It's this genre. It's
really?
It's mid at best.
Oh, I guess my mom told me.
Yeah. No, all the moms in my life loved it. I watched it with my mother-in-law.
My mom and her mom friends all went to go watch it. And they were like, yeah, this is the best movie. You would love it, Noah.
It feels like a fake movie. It feels like it was made as it feels like a commercial the whole time.
Right.
And there's product placement. And you can tell clearly what brand every car is because it's like parked perfectly and shiny. You know what I'm saying?
Like, let's go get an
Toyota
RAV4
with my new GPS system. Yeah. Exactly.
Isn't this wonderful?
Yeah.
New girl.
They literally have that. In A Man Called Otto, they have a conversation about his car, and he talks about the brand, how he loves a certain brand. I'm not kidding. It's actual dialogue in the movie. You said that as a joke, but that really happens.
Oh, man.
And the movie ends, and it feels like a car commercial because they're driving away in this car. I think it was a Chevy. I don't remember. They're driving away on like by a cliff by the ocean, and it's sunset. It looks like a car commercial. So another one, Instant Family, the Mark Wahlberg adoption movie.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen it. Mark Wahlberg in anything.
Yeah, and then We Bought a Zoo. Those were the 4 I thought
We Bought
of
a Zoo.
that are kind of all the same.
Scarlett
vibe.
Johansson, right?
They're big actors, but it just feels like a cheesy family. Like somebody made this and made money, but nobody cared when they were making it.
Is that the same? That's not the one with like the talking gorilla, and they went to TGI Fridays.
Honestly, I don't remember.
That's Zookeeper with Kevin James.
Not to be confused with Zoolander or Zootopia, which are very different movies.
Those are. Why are there so many zoo movies?
Well,
Zoolander was. Never mind. It was good.
Anyway, those were the ones I thought of that were all. They feel like car commercial movies. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the best way to describe them.
So, I see what you mean by movies, and just in today's world, it's not about making a quality movie anymore. It's about getting views, because you got to appeal to your sponsors, right? Because that's how you make money on movies anymore. You're like, all right, Toyota, you also how you buy this part of our movie, and if we get this many views, you pay us this much because you got this much ad time. Yeah,
basically. It's also how you make money on podcasts, which is hint, hint. If you want to sponsor us, we're open. We haven't, and to those of you who are faithful listeners, I just hope you notice we've never done an ad read of any kind, and that's for you.
Until now.
This episode of Not Qualified is brought to you by
me,
and he's paying me a lot.
In nickels. I forgot.
1 nickel at a time.
Yeah, for every time we say the word nickel.
Speaking of nickels, a Nickelback
Stop saying nickel.
A Nickelback song appeared in the credits of Spider-Man 2.
Did it really?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. It was hilarious because like the cuts to credits and it's like it's Hero, I think, or Superhero, whatever that song is.
My hero.
Yeah, literally. That's the song over the credits. It's hilarious.
Speaking of Spider-Man,
Yeah, go ahead.
have you played the new one? I haven't either.
Okay.
That's a quick
You know what I did play?
What'd you play?
Starfield.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me started. That
Okay.
game sucks so bad.
You know what makes me kind of scared?
What?
Because that was the first game they released since they've been bought by Microsoft, right?
Bethesda.
Bethesda.
Yes. Did they? When did Fallout 76 come out?
That was before.
That was before. Okay.
And because them, they had that huge hiatus where everyone's like, "You guys still alive?" And then Todd Howard came out and he was like, "So we got bought." And I'm like, "Oh, whoa! You know, you have money." Then they didn't before because they kept reselling Skyrim. Well, after Starfield, everyone was like, "Oh, it's amazing!" And then a week went by and everyone was like, "Oh, it's not."
Yeah, well,
amazing.
see, the thing about Starfield is that the game itself, I was actually a defender of. Like, a lot of people hated it, like, oh, the exploration sucks, or it's buggy, or it has this or that.
Mm-hmm.
I was fine with all that. I was like, I think the game as a game is actually great. And then I finished it, the main quest. And the story, it's the writing of this game is so bad that it made me stop the game. I had a bunch of side quests I was going to complete after the main story.
Uh-huh.
And the story was so bad that I turned the game off and I have not reopened it since I beat the main story. All the ships I built, everything I worked on, all the side quests I was in the middle of, I don't care anymore. That's how bad it was. It ruined the whole experience for me retroactively, and I wish I never spent the time playing it that I did. And the writing, not only the main story, but the whole game, with the exception of a few quests, the writing is so bad that I'm amazed that this game was made by Bethesda.
Right.
Because they have had Skyrim was a little bit not quite there. And Skyrim and Fallout 4 compared to Oblivion and Morrowind.
Right, the story writing.
The quest writing wasn't quite as much, but it was still good, really good quest writing and some great quest
Very
lines.
interesting. I mean, I followed the story. I cared about the characters.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
cared
I
about
wanted
them.
to
There
see
were
the road.
choices to make, and it was interesting.
Yeah.
Not in Starfield. And the writing was so bad that I am pretty sure they must have not... The writers that worked there before none of them must work there anymore. Definitely not from Morrowind. I mean, Michael Kirkbride and those guys were the reason that game worked so well in Oblivion.
Well, they're still going to release Elder Scrolls 6.
I know. And they better hire some old writers or new writers or something.
Or fans of the franchise.
Instead, this game, Starfield, was written by 18-year-old Redditors. Seriously, it was so bad. Everything about it was bad. I can't really go into it right now or else I'll pop a blood vessel.
So, it's kind of always transition back into Star Wars.
Yeah.
In the statement, the fans are usually the best writers for anything involved because they usually want the best for the series. They have a desire for it to go forward successfully and they want it to be cool. And this is where my opinion on Dave Filoni, the director of the animated Clone Wars series, his job, besides being an amazing director,
wearing that cowboy hat all the time,
right, is literally being keeper of the Star Wars lore. That's a title, and he gets paid good money. Yeah,
Bethesda actually has a position, full-time position of lore master, and so it's. I think it's still Lawrence Schick. I'm Facebook friends with him actually. The lore master from Bethesda. I know. I've talked to the guy.
Yeah, that makes sense. It seems that you'd be on that level.
Yeah. Well, like I was really deep into I don't know if you got. None of the audience knows this actually. People listen to this. Because we never talk about Elder Scrolls, but
video games in general. This is a movie.
We've done a couple episodes on video games, but they're rare. And
well, welcome to the rare ones.
But no, yeah, literally, since I didn't have enough to say about the intern, I was like ground level, almost ground level, Morrowind, Oblivion lore community person. So like I was deep involved in the online lore community of the Elder Scrolls. And probably in the top 1%, 0.5% or more of Morrowind knowledge and lore on planet Earth, just in terms of how much I love those games and know and everything. And I knew all the relevant names, and I was friends with these people and talked to them and wrote stuff. And I was Facebook friends with Michael Kirkbride's wife and like all this stuff. And has all passed.
I was about to say you admitted all. Do you just admitted to all that?
I did, and it's okay because they've all unfriended me by now.
Oh, sure, yeah.
but except for a couple, there are a couple.
He got religious on social media.
Yeah,
Dang it!
Shout out Michael for being the one guy who hasn't unfriended me yet. Love you, Big Z. Anyway, all that to say,
They better come out with a good game.
They better write this game well. So why we were talking about Dave Filoni though? Oh yeah, because Lore Master. I was saying I'm Facebook friends with the Lore Master.
But he also recently directed more Star Wars stuff.
Yeah,
he directed the live action Ahsoka series. Yeah,
I haven't watched it.
It's pretty dope. And there's as anything with Star Wars, the fans are like, I either love it or I hate it, and I want everyone involved to die. Kind of extreme polar thing.
Sure.
And so there's a lot of things online about how it's just the worst thing to ever strike the earth. But I think it is really good, and everyone should give it a watch.
Okay, recommendation.
Yeah.
Give it a score. If 1 is the highest score and 100 is the lowest, where do you give it?
Man, as much as I enjoyed it and would want to watch more of it, this is in the 10s.
It's in the 10s?
Yeah.
Dang, so like an 8? A 7? Or you mean like a teen, like a 13?
Like teen, sorry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think that is the 10s.
That's the 10s?
I think so. I don't know how you classify that.
Teens.
10s. Because then what do you call the single digits? The 1s, I guess? Yeah.
The 1s? The singles?
The O's? Yeah, well, that's a pretty solid score.
I liked it that much. And then Andor, everyone was saying how good Andor was. And I was like, it's not even like a relevant story. I watched it. Aside from Star Wars, that was a cool story. Like it was just a really good story that happened to be like kind of Star Wars-y. Like there's this whole like kind of sidetrack where this main character, the side story where the main character gets put in an Imperial prison, and that alone was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen on TV. Just like the prison break, the planning, the how they did it. I don't know, and like the idea behind the prison. So basically, I don't know if this is a spoiler.
That's okay. I don't care.
Okay. So they're all walking. They don't. All of the guards and stuff. They don't have any weapons on them. They have shock sticks and but none of the prisoners wear handcuffs or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And you're like, you might think this is weird because all of the floor is conductive, and they just push a button and it shocks them all. And so they're always barefoot, and they just make them work and build parts for spaceships or whatever. And if they ever get out of line, they just turn the floor on and they get hurt. And then they have to go hop up in their cell because it's kind of elevated to get out of the cell, but there's no bars or anything. And then they turn the floor on, and it's just, you'll get shocked if you leave your cell. It was, that concept to me was that's awesome. So cool.
That is pretty cool.
And then they have this incentive
for if you sleepwalk.
Right? Or fell out of bed.
Yeah.
And then they also had this incentive thing where if you were the most productive team of that day, because they kind of broke them up in the teams and making this specific part for the spaceship. And if you were the most productive part of that team, you get flavor with your meal that evening.
Wow, that's depressing.
And if you weren't, you got to be put in the middle and got shocked.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was wicked cool to me. And it made me
I want to go to prison in that place.
I do. It was it made it desirable for me. I'm that's wicked cool. And then they found out, major spoiler here if you haven't watched Andor.
Darth Vader's Luke's father.
Yeah, whoa. They found out that once they got released, once their time, their days that they needed to work got used up, they just moved them to a different part of the prison. Mm. So they never leave. They're just slave labor, basically.
Golly.
Cool stuff.
Well, I'd give The Intern a 59.
Really? That bad? I with Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway.
They were the only good part of the movie. And Robert De Niro is a much better actor. I mean, Anne Hathaway is a good actress, but Robert De Niro is way better than Anne Hathaway is. And he felt like he shouldn't have been in that movie. I don't know what happened.
What is it with over actors? Not overacting in the sense of Jim Carrey, but overacting in the sense of you are way overqualified for this movie.
Oh yeah, for real.
Robert De Niro in The Intern. There's other examples that are escaping me right
now.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
There are plenty. I thought of one just the other day. I was like, why are you in this? What was it? Oh gosh. Just somebody who gives. Oh, I remember what it was. The Star Wars prequels had a couple. But the main two of wow, you are overqualified for this job. It is freaking Christopher Lee as Count Dooku.
Oh,
where
right.
You're and then in the original trilogy, it's Alec Guinness, who's a classically trained, one of the most famous old actors ever, and he's playing in this weird kid movie that nobody knew about. And he's you're just so overqualified for this. He's the only serious person on set.
Exactly.
Everyone knows what he's doing, and then.
And he really, like, any scene with him, he really outshines everyone.
Yeah, for real. He's the only good at, like, especially with early Mark Hamill.
Oh my gosh.
Mark Hamill improved a ton because he was bad in that first movie.
Bad.
Those scenes with
whiny.
Yes, Alec Guinness and Mark Hamill together is so funny. Like when he's talking about his father and showing him the lightsaber in their hut together.
And he's just like, oh.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, whoa. And then Alec Guinness is acting his heart out. Like
he's just sitting there like this.
Yeah.
Like he's about to cry.
Yeah.
And Luke's just, no way. That's the Space Laser Wars.
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
That's funny. I thought there was another thing like that. I mean, I guess really, God, there was something I watched the other day. What was it? Where I was like, why are you in this?
Also, wasn't Samuel L. Jackson pretty big into his career?
Yeah, he was. Okay. Yeah. They only cast him. Well, watch the Red Letter Media Mr. Plinkett review of Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones and all that, and they explain why Mace Windu is in those movies, and it is exactly what you think. They were just trying to appeal to the widest market possible. And they're like, what is the coolest non-white guy we can cast? And that was it. Even though he doesn't fit that role at all, because Samuel L. Jackson's whole thing, like any other role he's like a bad A, like. He's like very animated and yelling at people, and then they cast him as the most unemotional, like just calm person
the whole
ever.
time.
And I'm like, you could have cast Morgan Freeman; it would have made more sense, or like somebody like that.
Too young or too old.
Yeah, exactly. They just.
But he made that movie.
Guy. No, yeah, he was great.
He was very serious. Like anytime he talked, I took him seriously because just his credibility as an actor.
Yeah,
just kind of how scary it would be to meet him in real life. Him and like Terry Crews. Those are like
Terry Crews. I feel like actually wouldn't scare me as much, just because he's like
he's kind of like the Old Spice
goofy.
Goofball.
Yeah,
he should be the prequel Wonka. Have you seen the prequel?
I've seen the trailers.
The trailer
with Timothy Chalamet.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet. For the life of him, can't act goofy. He's not a whimsical guy.
He's not.
Does not fit the vibe.
He was he was in Don't Look Up, and that was the only other thing I've seen him in. Besides, like his
Dune,
I still haven't watched Dune.
Bruh. Today actually is the day that the sequel was supposed to come out.
What happened?
The writer's strike. It got delayed.
Oh, that's. I was gonna bring that up. It supposedly ended, right?
Yeah, it did. The writer's strike ended, and I don't know about the SAG-AFTRA strike because there were two going on. There was the actors and then the writers. The writers did end. I think the SAG-AFTRA ended too.
But hasn't the writers' strike been going on for years and years?
No, it's just this one has only been going on for. Oh,
but there was one in like 2008 as well, right?
Yes, there were two. So there was one in 2008, and it ended. They got what they wanted,
and
it ended. And then the new one was just this year, and then.
Well, you know what, ChatGPT just was like, write me an episode of whatever.
It looks like SAG-AFTRA's strike is still going.
Good for them. Yeah, because the AI likeness, which is just bonkers. That we've reached that level of humanity now where we're
bad.
Like,
I wrote this down the other day, and this was my prediction for the future. You want to hear it?
Let's do it. Let's hear
it. Based on that, it is. This is 10 years, maybe 20 down the road. Ready?
20? I think maybe 5.
No, what I'm about to say is maybe 20 years old. Transformers 16, starring Doris Day, Jimmy Stewart, and Anne Hathaway. Stream it straight to your neural cortex with a Monsanto Plus premium subscription. So there you go. That's the 20 years in the future.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because we've kind of come to this realization that technology
sucks,
improves exponentially.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because there was the chariot example. There was like 1,000 years in between like the first like design for the chariot and the first like people like the Egyptians, the first design to like the Romans who still used the chariots, and they just kind of like made the chariot. And then there was 100 years in between the chariot and then like the first aircraft or something like that, and then 25 or 50 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, it's really
people on the moon, and then now we have literal AI. Like I can go to ChatGPT right now, and instead of paying a nutritionist $4,000, and be like, "Hey, this is my blood type. I weigh this much. I want to weigh this much. Make me a meal plan." And they're like, "There it is."
The problem is right now it's probably 90% wrong half the time because it like a lot of it regurgitates. Have you looked at the I don't want to talk about AI this whole time, but you're right. It's crazy. And it's funny to think about like the 20th century explosion in technology and how scary it is with like 20th century, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 1900 rolls around, still in the Old West. You're in literally Old West era, okay? World War One hasn't happened yet. No one has ever flown. There's no such thing as planes. No human being has ever flown except maybe in a hot air balloon.
Mm-hmm. Blimps, Zeppelins.
The first airplane is invented in the early 1900s. The first airplane, Wright brothers, okay? And then
1920s, right?
Before that, it was like 1900s or teens because there were planes in World War One.
I also said 100 years in between chariots and cars. I meant 500 years.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Oh, I figured. Yeah, whatever. I wasn't even. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not counting. But okay, so beginning of the 20th century, there are no airplanes.
Right.
They're invented, and then pretty quickly they're able to be used in combat.
Well, duh.
Let's say that you were a kid when airplanes are invented.
Sure.
If you're a kid, you remember there was a time with no airplanes. No one had ever flown. You remember the first airplane being invented. And then you live a little bit.
Sure.
And by the time you're almost about reaching retirement, let's say you're retired. It's the year you're retiring.
I'm 60.
You're late 60s. Let's say you worked a little long.
Well, yeah, I was born that early. I probably retired at 55.
Okay, so you've been retired, but you're hanging out with your grandkids. You're in your 60s. And you watch on your television as we put men on the moon. That's within one lifetime.
That's
from
amazing.
No airplanes existing to we are on the moon.
And then my grandpa remembers the people putting people on the moon. And now we have a globalized network of interconnection.
Now we have Reddit.
Yeah, we have. It is such a pile of flaming, out of control sophistication.
I'd probably give that an 85 if I had to rank it. I don't like that.
The internet?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just the whole place we're in right now. Yeah,
It's
that's
going
to have a low
spooky.
score. Joe, if you had to give the internet on a not qualified rating, what would you give it?
100. Screw the internet.
At the very bottom.
It's the worst thing that we've ever created as a human race.
And you, other Joe?
See,
it has its upsides because you remember Charlie bit my finger. You guys.
that, but also like access to any information ever, as long as the government wants to give it to you.
And it hasn't made us smarter, I'll tell you that.
Okay, so
it made
here's
me
the
dumber.
thing. I feel like the internet has grown up the same way that really trashy white trash trailer park people grow up.
Okay.
And then it was really cute, like all babies are, right? It
Sure.
had its great perks when it was young, and it was like, oh, look, oh, it's cool, we get to connect. And then it got into its angsty side. We had like the first generation of memes, like real internet memes, and it was like, okay, some people are going to get this, mostly teenagers. Now we're at the part where it's like, okay, cool, you beat your girlfriend, you're really nasty, you dip, and you drive a lifted Cummins. Like, we get it, gross, go away. Go somewhere else where I don't have to deal with you because you're not worth the space you take up.
So what you're saying is, wait, hold on, what do they call it when you, I can't remember the word.
What are you talking about?
It's not geriatric. Gentrify. He wants to gentrify the internet.
Yeah.
I said white trash.
You can gentrify white trash. That's what happened in Up.
That's fair.
That is what happened in.
Just kidding. They weren't white trash. They were actually the opposite.
They got monopolized.
No, it is funny though, because what the gentrification of the internet actually happened, and that's when YouTube stopped being for YouTuber like creator people and started being for like big corporations to post music videos.
NordVPN.
NordVPN.
Yeah.
And what's the game? Shadow Legends?
Raid Shadow Legends. Golly.
Speaking of which, this episode of Not Qualified is sponsored.
Well, everyone and their dog can get a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship.
Hey, shout out Raid Shadow Legends. Come sponsor us.
Dude, they actually must be doing so well to sponsor every channel.
It was like Clash of Clans in the early 2010s when, like, they were.
Shout out Chuck Pack.
No kidding. I still have my Clash.
I still think of Chuck back when
I still have it on my phone. I play it.
I've never played it in my life, and I never will.
It's really fun. But people were spending literal thousands of dollars on it. Like the top people that were streaming at the time, it was kind of a fad. They would all the time be like spending that $100 in-app purchase button. It's like, wow. I don't know. Stuff like that. Where the internet's out of control.
If you had to give, speaking of Clash of Clans, if you had to give Farmville a rating on 1 to 100, what would it be?
I haven't ever played Farmville.
Joe, you play Farmville?
Nope.
I guess I am the oldest one here. Farmville was great.
I understand. I
That's
knew
when
what it was.
Facebook was good.
Okay, boomer.
Do you play Backyardigans or not Backyardigans?
That's a
Backyard
TV show.
Warriors?
No,
Backyard
my dad
Warriors.
played Mafia Wars.
Oh, okay. I did play Mafia Wars.
Okay.
Backyard Warriors was Clash of Clans before Clash of Clans. Then my uncle played it. Rest in peace.
So we were talking about The Intern.
Rest in peace, Steve.
I don't know if anybody remembers that. I already gave it a score like half an hour ago.
What was the score?
59.
He said
59.
32 is what he said
And
originally.
that's not what I said. I did not.
I was like, you put it above The Godfather? That's really weird.
It's the best Robert De Niro movie. Do you know what by the way, when I was giving you hints, what's the 1990 Robert De Niro movie that I said is his best?
Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the only one he's been in, right?
It's his only movie.
Yeah, he's kind of an underground. He's
a
up
very
and coming.
Up and coming young actor.
Pretty
Robert De
indie
Niro.
artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even that one guy that was on that Kanye song.
Yeah, that weird old wrinkly
The old
guy.
wrinkled guy from the Whales
From the
or whatever.
Bubbles?
The Buggles? The Monkeys.
The Monkeys.
The Monkeys
no,
cover
it was
band.
the cover band. Yeah. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
the
yeah,
Monkeys
yeah,
cover
yeah.
band. Paul McLuffley? It was something Scottish.
Might as well be Paul Revere.
I'm pretty sure he was
Well,
from
no,
Scotland.
he was a redcoat.
No.
Oh, was he from Scotland?
Oh, he might be Irish, actually.
It's Mick, right?
Paul McConnell.
Paul McConnell, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
come from Liverpool.
No, from the House of Representatives. No, the Senate.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who pauses every few seconds to buffer.
He's AI.
He is AI. He's AI in a human body or
You know-
silicone body.
Or not even a body. And all of it's fake, and we're just being fed AI images all the time.
We're all hooked up to the Matrix machine.
Yeah, right. We're not. Nothing is
The
real.
robot
I
slugs.
actually totally believe that.
I might as well. If someone were to be like, "Hey, it's all real. Here's the red pill, blue pill," I'd be like, you know what?
I'm taking the blue pill.
100% red pill. No.
You're really going to wake up and be out of it?
Oh wait, that's the one.
The red pill is the one that wakes you up. That's
Oh
why
yeah,
people say
no,
you get
I'm
red
not.
pilled.
I'm not the qualified. Unless
No,
I have like a shredded
I'm
body.
absolutely, yeah, no.
Unless they've been working me out.
I'm going to ask them, I'm going to say, when I wake up, I'm theoretically going to be in a pod, right? Just like in
Yeah.
the Matrix. So
Just
am I going to have like
look.
muscle atrophy? Like, am I going to be able to walk? Because if
Yeah.
not, I'm taking this blue
gonna be-
pill
I'm
right
gonna
now.
look like
Yeah.
what's his name from Mr. Vegas or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Vegas?
Yeah, from Fallout 4.
Oh, Mr.
Mr.
House.
House.
Mr.
Mr.
House.
House.
Now, that was the best Fallout game, and it's not even made by Bethesda.
That's why it was the best.
Actually, the
was-
best Fallout game is Fallout 2, and it's also not made
The
by
best
Bethesda.
story, arguably one of the hardest to play because it didn't run well on any of the systems it came out on.
It ran well for me. What'd you guys play it on?
I played it on PS4, no PS3, and then I played it on a laptop.
Oh, like on a
and
laptop. I played it on
neither one of them
PC.
ran
I
well.
played it on Xbox 360 and PC, and both were fine for me. But
Xbox 360 seemed to run a few games a lot better.
yeah,
But then
well,
PlayStation-
Bethesda has a bad track record with PS3.
They really
The
do.
Oblivion
Oh my
Vampirism
gosh.
curse.
Yeah.
Back to video games. This is really all over the place. This podcast. This is kind of
You should have been here for the last episode.
47 minutes.
This is actually way longer than I expected to talk about the
I did.
intern.
I thought you guys would be done by the
because
time I got
we only talked about the intern for like 4 minutes.
that sounds like us.
Yeah.
That sounds like this.
But I'm still going to call
Okay.
this not qualified to be an intern. And I'm going to let people... It's 15 minutes of you trying to guess the movie, and then 30 minutes of this nonsense.
Not to be confused by that Owen Wilson
the internship.
The internship. That's
Owen
what it
Wilson,
was.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
Wait, then what's the terrible Seth Rogen movie where they go to North Korea?
All of them.
The Dictator.
No. The Dictator's the one
The
with
Interview.
The Interview.
The Interview.
That's it. The
James
Interview.
Franco.
James Franco. Yeah,
That
that
was his
movie
last
was
movie.
terrible. What? No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
he's dead now.
James Franco?
Died after that movie.
You know what? I'd be inclined to believe you if it was true.
Name another movie he's been in after that. He's
The
dead.
Disaster Artist.
He's dead.
Oz the Great and Powerful. No, that was before, right?
That was all before. Interns of the last movie
You're
he's been
remembering
in.
all. It's all before. Yeah. The Interview
Interview. Whoops.
came out last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
We
11
still-
the year after that.
11/22/63.
Yeah. Katy Perry is still at the top of the charts.
Oh crap.
That was TV though. That wasn't him. It was AI.
Yeah, no, it was his brother.
It's all been AI since 2001.
Yeah.
You know what happened in 2001?
There's something about a space baby.
The space Odysseus.
Yeah, no, it was the space. It was the Space Iliad. And that's what it was. I'm pretty sure.
Space Iliad.
2001: The Space Iliad.
Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg
And
and,
then-
the Mars.
He goes and he talks to he goes to space and there's a big Cyclops and he says,
Yeah.
"What's your name?" And he says, "My name is what? What did he say? Something like You don't have to worry about that. And the Cyclops pokes himself in the eye like a cartoon.
No,
Yeah.
well,
Am I getting that mixed up with the Aeneid?
You might be there.
Aeneid of Green Gables. Is that what we're talking about?
No, that's the girl from Interstellar with the bad haircut.
All I know
That I used to have a crush on.
is that
she was actually
in the Intern.
She was in the Intern, which
Yeah.
was a terrible movie.
well, all I know is that in the space Odysseus is that I'm a